If only I could turn back time.
Hello everybody, this is TheSpyPatriot. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just doing a quick episode on the second base that I have on the island, on my own personal local server. Just to give a little bit of inspiration and just to see what I've been up to this past summer. So here we are, we're at the coast. And this was my first base that I've made, just on a local server, TV, no goons, no nothing. So this seemed like a practical spot to start my base, and then I just decided to move it. I could have just continued to do it here, but I wanted a few bases all over, and this is it. I'll give you a nice tour. Structure up here I use for my this is like my wood hut up here, and I'll give you more of a rundown with that. Let's just head into the bird's nest inside the base and get off and get a quick tour that I've done in here. This little area here was basically made for my birds, so I could just kind of fly into my facility. There's the greenhouse. We'll take you up there first. This one here is a smaller kind of a greenhouse than my original, my secondary base that I made, which is my real base now. Same thing, citrus, corn, carrots, potatoes, a few different kinds of berries. Animals love to have vegetables to eat. You need them for kibbles and all sorts of stuff, so it might take you a little bit, but I recommend having, you don't need to have a greenhouse. You can just plant your plants anywhere, really. The greenhouse gives them more efficiency and it tends to grow a little bit faster. So if you're able to do that, that's excellent. Okay, let's take you down to the workshop floor, where all the magic happens. Typically the same supplies everywhere. This is a little bit scaled back to what it usually was, my new base. The fridge, I got all sorts of kibble. I got prime meat, I've got prime jerky, just normal jerky, eggs, different fruits, and this stuff here I haven't used yet. It's the biotoxin, so that might be handy later for different dart systems and everything. I've got just a simple workbench station over here. I like it nice and close so that you can just kind of turn and have access to all of them, so you don't have to, if you're overweighted or whatever, you can just turn around and put it into the right work tool bench that you need. Here's my cabinet room. So basically I usually separate, like I told you before, I separate different products just to have better access. Wood and stone box. Got myself a generator in here, right inside. Loud. I was actually going to put it out back. Here's my, this is for my bosses, and just a little bit of seeds. Here's some artifacts that you need for the bosses. And I believe there's a game glitch in my local server. I went into the Arctic cave, which is a cave that you can only go on foot, and basically the artifact isn't in there. I thought I was missing it at first, so I looked up a YouTube video. I'll give a shout out to Nooblitz Very, he's my go-to man if I need to figure something out and I'm unable. But his version of the ice cave, because he plays on computer, is different than mine. So I went into that cave. It searched it all. I cannot find at all where the artifact is. Hopefully my man Razin knows, so maybe when he comes and joins me on the server, I could ask him. But until then, it is not in there. I don't know if it's a game glitch, but I was going to do a video on finding those artifacts, and then maybe a later video doing the bosses. But without that artifact, I don't think I can even do the video without the bosses. So very disappointing. I don't know what happened there. This is pretty much my smelting plant here, and I made it big enough so I could get dinosaurs right up to it, so you can just walk right in, stand here and unload, because otherwise obviously Ankies and everything can carry a lot more stuff than you can. The way I designed this base, it's multiple facilities just band together, and it's good for raiding, just in case one door gets breached doesn't mean every door is going to get breached. So keep that in mind when you're building, to make different segwated rooms, different doors, so that people can get trapped out. Here's an animal you might need. This is a beaver. I call him Justin Beaver. And yeah, it is excellent for gaining some wood. I recommend one of these for anybody who is a noob at playing the game. You'll just produce quite a bit of material wood to get your wood base going. Like I've said before, I like to do everything in wood and then replace it with metal so I can get the shape and everything else that it needs. My dire wolf, just a couple raptors, stego for eggs. You want a stego for kibble. I really don't use this too much for being a workhorse or anything like that. Just for eggs, just to get the kibble. Okay, I'll take you out. I got a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh. Yikes. But I have 3 Tyrannosaurus Rexes, so I was looking forward to actually beating a boss. I don't know how many you can take. Can't remember. But, yeah, I have the manpower. I just can't find the artifacts. A good tip underneath here is you fill one bin with meats, one bin with berries, and you let everything eat off of them. So you're not constantly feeding everything every day. You just put it in a neutral spot so everybody can kind of get to it, and makes life a lot easier. Go back up here inside the cabinet room, and then I built this little structure just for keep in tradition. It's the compost bins. You put manure and thatch in here, and you come up with manure. So I made myself a manure room. This is what you get out of it. Little sacks of fertilizer. Very good for plants. If you're going to have X plants, you're going to want a fertilizer room. If you have a big garden, you're going to want a fertilizer room. It doesn't need to be indoor, it can be outdoor. And it just helps out with the production of fertilizer. So let's make our way up the ramp. And I'll tell you, this took me a very long time to build. Not everything always lines up, even though it's, certain distances and stuff like that. It took me quite a while to build this. Frustrating, but it actually looks really nice. Here's my big Brontosaurus. Very good animal to have. Clears out berries and trees and all sorts of stuff. I usually take him into that big forest down there and just go nuts, especially with the berries if I'm looking for narco or whatever. And this is my This is where Justin was before, Justin Bieber. But I put him down there while I was away from the action. But basically, this is all thatch and all wood. So I'm not going to be running out of that anytime soon. Yeah, so it's nice to have one of these. I haven't been at this base in a while since I've been building up the other base. And I got one more thing to show you, a special feature. I built it right next to a cave system. Lots of thatch down there. Not thatch, chitin to make the cement paste to make the metal. And I find it's one of the biggest things that's the hardest to get is a steady supply of cement paste. And to me, this is the most valuable. You're going to want a raptor, you're going to want either a saber tooth, a wolf. They all can get down into the lower chambers of those cave systems, except the one that's in the Arctic. So maybe the next episode I'll show you a little bit of a tour down the cave and show you the results of the chitin that I can get. Here's my first raft I made just to get around to get a bird way down there way down in the Arctic. But yeah, so I thank you for watching. I hope you learnt a little bit. Hopefully it sparked some interest in your own imagination. So stay tuned for the next video. See ya later. Bye.